The Nazi flag. Even the name sends shivers down my spine. It's not just a piece of cloth, it's a symbol of hate, of intolerance, of unimaginable cruelty. But for me, it's something more. It's a trigger. As a psychic, I see things differently. I sense the energy, the emotions, the history embedded in objects and people. And the Nazi flag, it radiates negativity, a darkness that chills me to my core. But here's the thing, it's not just the flag, it's the ideology it represents. It's the hatred, the prejudice, the dehumanization of entire groups of people based solely on their religion, their ethnicity, their sexual orientation. And that's what I can't stand. That's what I fight against. The swastika, with its twisted cross, is an obvious symbol of hate, but prejudice isn't always so clear-cut. It lurks in the shadows, disguised as jokes, as stereotypes, as unconscious bias. I sense these shadows in people, like a sixth sense. A flicker of fear in someone's eyes when they see a person of color, a dismissive tone when someone mentions their same-sex partner. It's these subtle cues, these whispers of prejudice that I find most insidious, because they're often unintentional, hidden even from the person harboring them. People often associate prejudice with racism, and specifically with racism against black people. And while anti-black racism is a pervasive and deeply rooted problem, it's crucial to remember that prejudice is not limited to one race or ethnicity. It's a universal poison infecting every corner of society. It rears its ugly head in the form of xenophobia, Islamophobia, homophobia, sexism, and countless other forms of discrimination. Being able to sense these negative traits in others is both a gift and a curse. It's a gift because it allows me to see through the facade, to understand people on a deeper level. But it's also a curse because it exposes me to the ugliness that often lies beneath the surface. It's exhausting, carrying the weight of other people's prejudices. It's like walking through a minefield of negativity, never knowing when I might encounter an explosive burst of hatred. Section 5: The internal battle confronting the enemy within. But here's the hardest part. I have to confront the prejudice within myself because the truth is, we all harbor biases, whether we're aware of them or not. We're products of our upbringing, our culture, our experiences, and as a psychic, I'm not immune to these influences. I have to constantly examine my own thoughts and beliefs to challenge my own assumptions. It's a never-ending battle, but it's a battle worth fighting, because the only way to truly combat prejudice is to eradicate it from within ourselves. Section 6: Destroying the seeds of hate, a universal struggle. Destroying the seeds of hate requires constant vigilance. It means questioning our assumptions, challenging stereotypes, and speaking out against injustice. It means being willing to have uncomfortable conversations, even when it's easier to stay silent. This is not just the work of activists or social justice warriors. This is the responsibility of every single one of us. Section 7: The danger of silence. Speaking truth to power. Silence is the language of complicity. When we witness prejudice and remain silent, we become complicit in its perpetuation. We must find our voices, however small they may seem, and use them to speak truth to power. It's not enough to be not racist or not homophobic. We must actively work to be anti-racist, anti-homophobic, and anti-all forms of discrimination. Section 8: Embracing our shared humanity, a call to action. At the end of the day, we are all human beings sharing this planet. We all have hopes, dreams, fears, and aspirations. Instead of focusing on our differences, let's celebrate our shared humanity. Let's build bridges of understanding, empathy, and compassion. Section 9: The journey to understanding, a lifelong pursuit. The fight against prejudice is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to learn and grow. Let's embark on this journey together with open hearts and open minds. Let's create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are.